Macron has been president for a little over 2 months. His popularity has recently slipped after the army chief of staff quit over a budget dispute. Macron has also faced criticism for not speaking to the media. Recently, the president met international superstar Rihanna and Bono, and yesterday announced France would nationalize the STX shipyard in the west of the country. Now, for more on Emmanuel Macron's record so far, we can bring in Alexis, Poulin, co-founder of Monde, Moderne. Thank you very much for speaking to us here on the program. Did the announcement to nationalize the STX shipyard surprise you?
Yes, it does, because Emmanuel Macron is European, is liberal, and Italians were keen to be a #1 champion, European champion in navy construction. So it was a normal way to buy the French ship-making factory in Saint-Nazaire. But clearly, the move is temporary, he said, and it's to get a better deal. And there's something more of an internal diplomacy, or French diplomacy, so to say, to show that he is actually a president like de Gaulle, who wants to intervene and don't want to privatize all the state services.
Now, as you said, he's very pro-European. Why would he risk ruffling feathers over in Rome?
Well, I think he knows it's not a big deal. It's business. It's not building Europe. It's not about diplomacy outside of Europe. And Bruno Le Maire, the French economic minister, will be in Rome next week to discuss compensation and make some diplomacy there. So I think he, weighing, the pro and cons, he clearly said that I need to do that for the French audience, and saying I won't let Saint-Nazaire down because of political reason, one being military independence, because some warships are still made in the facility, and the other is being saving the employment in the region, because if Italians were to take over, should the order went down, they will prefer to keep the jobs in Italy rather than in France.
Now, another thing Emmanuel Macron has come under pressure for is not speaking enough to the media. He doesn't communicate a lot, whereas in the United States, for instance, we have a president that communicates a lot. Several times a day when Donald Trump wakes up, there are tweets that come out, and that sort of sets the news for the day. Is it good that Macron is being so tight-lipped?
It's not good. I think the message is difficult to get past to the French media. And we have, in the past, François Hollande and Nicolas Sarkozy were very outspoken to the media, and they wanted to be in the media sort of every week, every day, having something to say, and even having some confession at nighttime with journalists. So it's very new to have this communication, and I think he will have to adapt, because now there is too much control, I think, in the way the Élysée Palace is controlling communication, with not allowing journalists to join in the international trip, or on daily basis wanting to push out AFP from the Élysée premises to a building next door. So he will have to be careful about being more open, maybe. And of course, it's fair to select your communication, select the media you talk to, but you have to play the game by which you've been elected.
Exactly.
And it's the rule of democracy is that the media are part of the game.
Now, earlier this week, Emmanuel Macron came under pressure for failing to attend a major AIDS conference which was underway in Paris, but he managed to pencil in time to meet Bono and Rihanna this week. What sort of image is he trying to project? Is it a Mr. Cool,
Yes.
I will meet all these people and I will wear the military fatigues when I go to on air bases? What sort of image does he want to be seen as?
I think he wants to be seen as young, dynamic, French, and into this, internet. I would say he wants to break into the international star system. I think he wants to outweigh Trump in some ways. You said that President Trump was tweeting a lot.
He's done that.
And he's done that. So he's wearing his Top Gun gear, and then he's going to a submarine like James Bond, and now he's talking to the stars, which is a bit funny in a way. I mean, you see it, and what is the point, really, apart from being the next whiz kid and wanting to make France cool again, which works in some ways, because now France is seen as going back into the game, and there's more to it about being the attacks of former years, and,
exactly,
and the economic shutdown and all this. So I think all that he does is really clearly to position himself as the cool kid, breaking the rules, being ahead of the game, and wanting to show that France is dynamic like he is. But it's a bit like Putin-esque in a way, which is what Putin is doing about Russia.
Yeah, but Emmanuel Macron is clearly the new kid on the block, the cool new kid on the block. Thank you very much.
Shine like a diamond.
God, you know the words. Thank you very much, Alexis Poulin, for speaking to us on the program. Now, in other news,